Welcome back, wrestling fans. Tonight, we step into the ring not for a fight, but for a tribute. Over the past few years, we've said goodbye to some true legends, warriors who gave their blood, sweat, and tears to entertain us and leave a legacy that will live forever. Today, we're honoring those icons, remembering their unforgettable matches and the way they shook up the wrestling world. And trust me, you won't want to miss the end, where we've got shocking, heartbreaking news about Braun Strowman that'll hit every fan hard. So lace up and let's honor these legends together. Mike Sharp, born on October 28, 1951 in Hamilton, Ontario, was a Canadian professional wrestler whose grit, toughness, and longevity earned him the respect of fans and peers alike. Known in the ring as Iron Mike Sharp, he became a fixture in the wrestling world, particularly during his tenure with the World Wrestling Federation, WWF, throughout the 1980s and early 1990s. Sharp began his wrestling career in the late 1970s and quickly built a reputation as a powerful, no-nonsense competitor. With a rugged style and commanding presence, he became well known for wearing a black leather forearm brace, allegedly to protect a long-standing injury, which often played into his matches. Though billed as a heel or villain, Sharp's over-the-top shouting and intense in-ring persona made him a memorable and, at times, endearing figure to wrestling audiences. Despite never holding a major title, Sharp played an essential role as an enhancement talent, helping build the careers of rising stars by making them look strong in the ring. He squared off with legends like Hulk Hogan, Randy Savage, and Bret Hart, bringing credibility and energy to every performance. His professionalism and consistency made him one of the most reliable wrestlers of his era. Outside the ring, Sharp was known as a private and humble individual who maintained deep respect for the business. He later opened a wrestling school in New Jersey, passing on his knowledge to aspiring wrestlers. Sharp, after battling health issues in his later years. While he may not have worn championship gold, his legacy lies in his work ethic, enduring character, and contributions to the wrestling industry. Iron Mike Sharp remains a beloved figure, remembered for his dedication, intensity, and unforgettable presence in the squared circle. Katsuya Kitamura, born on December 14, 1985, was a gifted Japanese professional wrestler whose promising career was tragically cut short when known for his impressive physicality and remarkable athleticism. Kitamura stood out in the fiercely competitive world of professional wrestling. Starting his career in Japan, Kitamura quickly made a name for himself, especially through his time with New Japan Pro Wrestling, NJPW. His strong background as an accomplished amateur wrestler gave him a solid foundation in the ring, allowing him to excel in both singles and tag team competition. Fans and colleagues alike recognized his in-ring skill, which combined technical ability with sheer power, making his matches both exciting and credible. Kitamura's dedication to wrestling was evident in everything he did. He consistently pushed his limits to entertain audiences and earn the respect of his peers. Outside the ring, he was admired for his warm personality, humility, and strong work ethic. These qualities helped him build close bonds with fellow wrestlers and made him a beloved figure among fans. Despite his relatively brief career, Kitamura's passion and talent left a lasting impression. He was widely regarded as a rising star with the potential for a bright future in wrestling. His untimely sent shockwaves through the wrestling community, leaving many mourning the loss of a promising athlete. Though his time in the spotlight was short, Katsuya Kitamura's legacy endures. He continues to inspire aspiring wrestlers in Japan and around the world with his commitment, skill, and the heart he brought to the sport. His memory remains a testament to the impact a dedicated performer can have, even in a brief career. Sweet Sapphire, born Francis McDaniels in 1934 and passing away in 1996, was a memorable and influential figure in professional wrestling, best known for her role as the manager and valet of the legendary Dusty Rhodes. Emerging during the late 1980s and early 1990s, Sapphire quickly became a beloved personality in the wrestling world, known for her vibrant energy, colorful outfits, and charismatic presence. Sapphire was closely tied to Dusty Rhodes, famously known as the American Dream. She often accompanied Rhodes to the ring, adding an extra layer of entertainment and flair to his already magnetic persona. Her lively dance moves and warm connection with the crowd helped enhance Rhodes' appeal, making them one of the most dynamic duos in wrestling at the time. Fans admired her not just for her style, but for the way she bridged the gap between performers and audience, making her a fan favorite. Throughout her wrestling career, Sapphire took part in various storylines and rivalries, demonstrating her versatility and ability to engage viewers beyond the traditional manager role. Her presence brought emotional depth and a sense of authenticity to the narratives she was involved in, helping to elevate the overall product. Despite the wrestling industry's shift towards more scripted content, Sapphire remained resilient and adaptable. After retiring from active wrestling roles, she stayed connected to the entertainment world, making appearances that delighted fans and kept her legacy alive. Sweet Sapphire is remembered today as a trailblazer for women in professional wrestling. Her dynamic personality, strong stage presence, and lasting impact have cemented her place as an integral part of wrestling history, inspiring future generations in the sport. Brian Pillman, born on October 27, 1962, in Los Angeles, California, was a trailblazing professional wrestler whose high-energy style and magnetic personality left a lasting mark on the industry. Before stepping into the wrestling world, Pillman was a standout football player at the University of Miami, part of the 1987 National Championship team. His athletic background helped shape his dynamic in-ring performance. Pillman's wrestling journey began in Stampede Wrestling, where he teamed with Bruce Hart and earned the nickname Flying Brian, thanks to his exciting high-flying moves and charismatic presence. This early success showcased his versatility and caught the attention of larger promotions. His career reached new heights when he joined WCW, where Pillman revolutionized wrestling with his loose cannon persona. This innovative character blurred the lines between scripted storylines and real-life unpredictability, making him one of the first wrestlers to bring a raw, edgy realism to the sport. Pillman's unpredictable antics and boundary-pushing behavior captivated fans and influenced the direction of wrestling storytelling in the 1990s. In 1996, Pillman signed with WWE, continuing to challenge conventions with bold, controversial angles. His intense rivalry with Stone Cold Steve Austin became a highlight of that era, showcasing Pillman's ability to blend charisma with hard-hitting action. Tragically, Brian Pillman's life was cut short at just 35 years old, when a heart condition worsened by previous injuries led to his untimely. Despite his brief career, Pillman's impact on professional wrestling remains significant. He is remembered as a pioneer who helped usher in a new era of realism and complexity in wrestling characters, inspiring future generations to push creative boundaries. His legacy endures as a symbol of innovation and fearless creativity in the sport. Judy Grable, born on August 21, 1935 in Miami, Florida, was a trailblazer in women's professional wrestling, known for her remarkable athleticism and captivating presence. Launching her career in the late 1940s, Grable quickly rose to prominence in a sport largely dominated by men, breaking barriers and setting new standards for female wrestlers. Throughout her career, Grable showcased impressive technical skills and a lively wrestling style that endeared her to fans across the United States. She competed in several wrestling promotions, with one of her most notable affiliations being the National Wrestling Alliance, NWA. There, she earned multiple titles, including the prestigious NWA World Women's Championship, cementing her status as one of the top female wrestlers of her era. Beyond her in-ring success, Judy Grable was a pioneering figure who helped elevate the role of women in professional wrestling. At a time when female wrestlers were often marginalized, her performances brought much-needed attention and respect to women's wrestling. Grable's charisma and skill inspired many future female athletes to pursue careers in the sport, contributing to the growth and acceptance of women's wrestling as a serious athletic endeavor. Judy Grable's influence extends beyond her championship reigns and matches. She is remembered as a symbol of resilience and excellence in women's sports. Her career paved the way for countless women who followed, making her an enduring icon in wrestling history. Grable, but her legacy continues to resonate within the wrestling community. Fans and fellow wrestlers honor her contributions, celebrating her role in shaping the path for women in professional wrestling and inspiring generations of athletes to come. Born on July 28, 1934, Mr. Wrestling, also known as Tim Woods, was a legendary figure in American professional wrestling, whose impact resonates to this day. Woods began his wrestling career relatively late at the age of 28, initially competing under his real name. However, it was Nebraska promoter Joe Dusek who transformed him into the iconic mask character Mr. Wrestling. Wearing a distinctive white mask and singlet, Mr. Wrestling quickly became a fan favorite, admired for both his technical prowess and his mysterious aura. Mr. Wrestling made his mark across several major wrestling territories, including Georgia, Florida, Texas, and the Mid-Atlantic region. His popularity also extended into the Worldwide Wrestling Federation, WWF, where he performed both as the masked Mr. Wrestling and as Tim Woods, adapting his identity depending on the location. One of the most dramatic and harrowing episodes in his career happened in 1968 during a shoot fight, a real, unscripted confrontation in Columbus, Georgia. Woods faced off against Arnold Sperlin, a tough street fighter and former Golden Gloves boxing champion. The fight quickly turned violent when Sperlin bit off a portion of Woods' finger. The situation escalated into chaos as other wrestlers and Sperlin's associates entered the fray, some brandishing knives. Although the severed finger was surgically reattached, Woods never fully regained its use, and the injury continued to affect his performances. This injury even forced a stoppage during a high-profile challenge for the NWA World Heavyweight Championship against Gene Kiniski when his finger began bleeding. Despite the setback, Woods' skill, determination, and charisma ensured his status as one of wrestling's most respected and enduring personalities, leaving behind a rich legacy marked by his iconic masked persona and lasting contributions to the sport. Salvatore Bellomo, born on June 18, 1951 in Hornu, Belgium, was a passionate professional wrestler whose career spanned over 40 years. Rising to prominence in the 1980s, Bellomo became a notable figure in the World Wrestling Federation, WWF, where his energetic performances and charismatic presence made him a fan favorite. Known for a wrestling style that combined technical skill with agility, he captivated audiences with his dynamic in-ring work and ability to entertain. Following his time in the WWF, Bellomo continued to pursue wrestling across various promotions, showcasing his talents both in the United States and internationally. During the 1990s, he competed in Eastern Championship Wrestling, which later evolved into the famed Extreme Championship Wrestling, ECW. Bellomo also made a significant impact in Europe, wrestling in the Catch Wrestling Association, where his experience and skill were highly respected. Throughout his extensive career, Bellomo was admired not only for his in-ring abilities, but also for his dedication and professionalism. His connection with fans and fellow wrestlers alike highlighted his genuine love for the sport. Beyond performing, Bellomo invested in the future of wrestling by working as a trainer, mentoring aspiring wrestlers, and passing on his vast knowledge and passion. Bellomo remained active in the wrestling world well into his later years, embodying a lifelong commitment to the industry he loved. Salvatore Bellomo after a battle with cancer. His was deeply felt across the wrestling community. Today, Bellomo's legacy lives on as fans and colleagues remember him for his spirited performances, his influence as a mentor, and his enduring spirit. His contributions to professional wrestling continue to be honored, marking him as a memorable figure in the sport's rich history. Chris Youngblood, born Christopher Romero on June 5, 1961, is a retired professional wrestler, best remembered for his exciting and high-flying style during the 1980s and early 1990s. Emerging onto the wrestling scene in the mid-1980s, Chris quickly made a name for himself with his blend of technical skill and aerial maneuvers, which set him apart in an era rich with talented performers. Youngblood gained much of his popularity wrestling in prominent promotions such as World Class Championship Wrestling, WCCW, and the National Wrestling Alliance, NWA. He was especially known for his success in tag team competition, frequently teaming with his brother, Mark Youngblood. Together, they formed a dynamic and well-coordinated duo that thrilled fans with their chemistry and athleticism. Their teamwork often led to memorable matches and several championship opportunities, earning respect from fans and peers alike. Throughout his career, Chris was involved in significant rivalries and feuds with some of the top wrestling stars of the time. His in-ring style combined technical wrestling prowess with high-energy, crowd-pleasing moves, and he carried a charismatic presence that helped him connect with audiences. Although he never reached the mainstream superstardom of some contemporaries, Chris Youngblood carved out a solid reputation and loyal fan base. After his peak wrestling years, Chris continued to work in various independent wrestling promotions, showcasing his enduring passion and skill in the ring. Following his retirement, he transitioned into mentoring and training younger wrestlers, sharing his knowledge and dedication to the sport. Through these contributions, Chris Youngblood has left a lasting impact on the wrestling world, inspiring a new generation while maintaining a respected legacy among wrestling enthusiasts. Adam Joseph Scheer, better known to the world as Braun Strowman, isn't just a WWE superstar, he's a colossus in every sense of the word. Towering at 6 feet 8 inches, 2.03 meters, and weighing in at a jaw-dropping 385 pounds, 175 kilograms, Strowman is one of the most physically intimidating forces the WWE Universe has ever seen. With his mountain-like physique, thundering roar, and unmatched explosiveness, Strowman carved out a niche as the monster among men, a larger-than-life figure whose mere presence could shift the momentum of any match. But even monsters bleed. Behind the dominance and destruction, Strowman's journey has been far from invincible. Over the years, he has faced a number of serious health challenges, from brutal physical injuries to sudden viral illnesses, each capable of derailing his career. Yet time and again, Strowman has proven that strength isn't just about muscle mass. It's about resilience, grit, and the will to rise again. Let's take a deep dive into Braun Strowman's battles outside the ring, from battling the flu to enduring surgeries, silencing rumors, and staying mentally strong through it all. A monster humbled, battling a severe flu and rapid weight loss. While injuries are expected in a career like Strowman's, his battle with a severe flu in 2019 offered a harsh reminder that even the mightiest athletes are not immune to illness. What made this illness especially alarming was the sudden and extreme weight loss it caused, nearly 15 pounds shed in just a few days. For a man who maintains an enormous frame through strict diet and punishing workouts, this kind of loss was a major red flag. Strowman later revealed that the flu virus hit him like a freight train, knocking him off his feet with symptoms such as high fever, intense body aches, fatigue, and dehydration. The illness left him weak, drained, and temporarily unable to perform at his usual high-octane level in the ring. However, giving up was never an option. With the help of medical professionals, a strict hydration plan, and careful monitoring of his nutritional intake, Strowman focused on regaining both mass and strength. He didn't just want to bounce back, he wanted to come back better. His ability to muscle through the weakness and rebuild his condition underscored just how committed he was to his career and to his fans. The groin tear, a painful physical obstacle. In addition to illness, Strowman's body has endured a litany of injuries, one of the most painful being a torn groin, a serious setback that sidelined him at a critical moment in his career. This injury, sustained during a particularly physical match, was the result of the sheer intensity of the demands placed on his body. A groin tear is more than just painful. It can severely limit an athlete's ability to move, sprint, or perform any movement involving sudden changes in direction. For someone like Strowman, whose style of wrestling depends heavily on explosive power and movement, the injury was a major hindrance. After the injury was diagnosed, Strowman was advised to take time off for proper recovery. That wasn't an easy pill to swallow. He thrives on physicality and performance, and sitting on the sidelines is mentally punishing. But like any good monster, he adapted and overcame. Strowman underwent a targeted rehab program, which included physical therapy, strengthening routines, and a gradual return to athletic activity. The key was patience, something many athletes struggle with when they're forced out of competition. But Strowman followed medical advice diligently. He knew rushing a comeback could lead to re-injury. Instead, he made his return only when he was fully ready, storming back into action with the same fire and strength that had become his trademark. Neck injury and surgery. The greatest challenge yet. Of all the challenges Braun Strowman has faced in his WWE career, none were more daunting than his neck injury in 2023, a condition that not only threatened his career, but sparked serious concerns about his long-term health. Neck injuries are among the most frightening for any wrestler. The neck supports the head, protects the spinal cord, and connects to nearly every movement the body makes in the ring. When you're lifting 300-pound opponents, executing slams, and taking bumps on hard mats, a compromised neck can be catastrophic. Strowman had been wrestling through persistent neck pain for some time. The discomfort began affecting his performance and raised red flags. After undergoing detailed scans and consultations with specialists, it was determined that surgery was necessary. The decision was not made lightly. Strowman went under the knife and began a long, challenging recovery process that would keep him out of action for an extended period. Surgery was just the beginning. What followed was months of grueling physical therapy, muscle retraining, and constant medical checkups. But once again, Strowman committed himself fully to the journey of healing. Throughout this time, he kept fans in the loop. His social media updates showed glimpses of his progress, not to fish for sympathy, but to show the world that he was still fighting, that the monster was wounded, not defeated. Addressing the rumors. Fact versus fiction in Strowman's health. When a high-profile WWE superstar disappears from TV or enters rehab, the rumor mill kicks into overdrive. Braun Strowman's absence due to injury and illness became fertile ground for false narratives and sensationalist headlines. One of the more persistent rumors during his recovery was that his neck injury had ended his wrestling career for good. Whispers about early retirement and forced medical exit began circulating online. But Strowman quickly shut down the speculation. While he acknowledged the severity of the injury, he assured fans that he had every intention of returning to WWE when he was fully healed. His message was clear. He was far from done. Another widely circulated claim was that he had suffered from an undisclosed, life-threatening illness. Again, this wasn't true. While Strowman has been open about his experience with the flu and other physical challenges, he has not faced any illness that put his life in danger. He addressed this misinformation head-on, emphasizing transparency and truth. Even his dramatic weight fluctuations became the subject of rumor. Some fans suggested that the monster among men had a secret chronic condition that led to rapid muscle loss. In reality, the truth was far less dramatic. Strowman has consistently tweaked his physique based on training cycles, diet plans, and the physical demands of his role. Weight gain or loss is not uncommon in the world of professional wrestling. Strowman simply managed his conditioning the same way any elite athlete would. By confronting these rumors with facts and a calm demeanor, Strowman showed yet another kind of strength: the ability to control the narrative and not let gossip overshadow his truth. The mental toll: injury. Beyond the physical pain can be managed, but the mental battle of injury is often far more difficult. Braun Strowman, a man built for destruction, suddenly found himself in a situation where he couldn't do what he loved. That kind of sudden halt can be mentally devastating. Strowman has opened up about the emotional struggles that came with his injuries, especially the time away from fans, the feeling of helplessness, and the psychological pressure of not knowing exactly when or if he'd be able to return. Rather than retreat into silence, Strowman turned the downtime into an opportunity for mental and emotional growth. He focused on his mental health, something that many wrestlers and athletes often overlook. He began speaking more openly about the importance of checking in on your mental well-being, and he encouraged others to do the same, reminding the WWE Universe that even superheroes have moments of vulnerability. He also used his break from in-ring action to stay active in the community, engage with fans, and focus on projects outside of wrestling. In a business where so many define their entire identity by what happens inside the squared circle, Strowman's ability to embrace other aspects of life made his comeback even more powerful. Preparing for the return, the monster reawakens. After months of recovery, rehab, and soul-searching, Braun Strowman is once again preparing to unleash the beast. He hasn't set an exact return date, but the signs are clear. He's gearing up for a comeback. His training videos have shown him regaining his mass, restoring his power, and fine-tuning his mobility. Every step is measured. Every rep is part of a larger plan. He's not interested in just returning. He wants to dominate as he always has. And when he does return, the WWE landscape better be ready. Whether it's entering a new rivalry, rejoining a tag team, or chasing championship gold, Strowman's presence alone is enough to shake the foundation of any division. A monster's legacy: strength redefined Braun. Strowman's journey through illness, injury, rumors, and mental struggles has done something truly remarkable. It has humanized a man once seen as superhuman, and in doing so, it has made his legacy all the more powerful. Yes, he's a monster in the ring. Yes, he's broken rings, flipped trucks, and crushed opponents. But now, fans have seen the man behind the muscles, the one who fights not just opponents, but also pain, fear, and doubt. Strowman's story is one of relentless perseverance. He represents more than brute strength. He symbolizes the kind of inner toughness that every athlete and every person can aspire to. In a business built on spectacle, his authenticity stands tall. Conclusion: the monster still roars. From battling a debilitating flu to enduring surgery for a serious neck injury, Braun Strowman has faced every health challenge thrown his way with courage and determination. He's refused to let setbacks define him, choosing instead to push forward, rebuild, and rise again. By staying transparent with his fans, confronting rumors head-on, and placing a spotlight on mental health, Strowman has emerged as not only a powerhouse performer, but also a role model of resilience. His story isn't over, far from it. As he continues to recover and prepare for his eventual return to WWE, one thing remains certain. Braun Strowman is still a monster, but now, more than ever, he's also a symbol of human strength, perseverance, and the unbreakable will to keep fighting. And when the roar echoes through the arena once more, the WWE Universe will know. The monster among men is back.